Hello everyone, welcome to Because I Can with Ridhan. Today we have the exceptionally talented Dibangshi Chakraborty. At just 16 years old, her bright young mind from Guwahati, Assam has impressed the literary world with her amazing story 7 Minutes in Once Upon a Minds Volume 3 Part 2. A 10th grader at Holy Child School, Dibangshi is not only an avid reader and writer, but a passionate debater and an enthusiast, a proud storyteller, and a lover of sports and esports. With future aspirations to become a world-renowned author, Dibangshi is here to share her journey, her wisdom, her stories. So let's all welcome Dibangshi Chakraborty. Hello Dibangshi, how are you?
Absolutely amazing. I'm fine. Thank you.
Thank you. Even I'm truly excited for today. I remember this is a heart-to-heart conversation.
Yes.
And we both are friends talking about things we love.
Yep, sure. I'm excited.
So Dibangshi, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, well, as you know, my name is Dibangshi Chakraborty. I am from Guwahati, Assam. And when I wrote this story 7 Minutes, at that time I was in 10th grade, but now I'm in 11th. And I love reading and writing. I love to play sports, badminton and all. But right now I'm on a break, so I have plans to rejoin sports from class 11 onwards. And I used to love esports back in the day. Sometimes I still play games on the mobile, but nowadays I play a lot of Roblox back home on my laptop. But now since I'm here, my laptop is not with me, so yeah, that's all about me.
So Dibangshi, I've heard that you love Ruskin Bond stories.
Yeah.
So what is something special about his books and how they influenced you?
Well, Ruskin Bond is, he's a phenomenal writer, first of all, and his stories have influenced me to write more nature-oriented stories. The way he writes, the vivid imageries he uses, it creates those scenarios, those scenes in your mind, and you can visualize everything that is happening in the book, in his stories. That's what I love the most. And he bases most of his stories in the mountains, in the hills, in the mountains. So that's what I resonate with nature a lot, because I love nature.
So the same page.
Yeah.
Even I love nature.
Yep.
And it's also very amazing when we hear the sounds of nature.
Yeah.
Birds chirping, water gushing,
Yeah.
the trees rustling. It's beautiful.
That's what he incorporates in most of his stories, and you can see those things playing out in front of your eyes. You can hear those sounds. So that's the most amazing part about his stories. He's an exceptional
You
writer.
can visualize it. It feels like you're right there in that moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Even I've read some of his stories. I don't remember the name much, but one coin goes a long way. This is one of his story, a part of a novel, and it is beautiful. It shows about one small coin, one very old coin can lead to so many great things. Such a small thing can lead to something big. So Dibangshi, apart from Ruskin Bond, which other stories do you enjoy and how have they impacted you?
Well, I have read Enid Blyton stories too, Nancy Drew series. They have influenced me to write a few detective stories,
Okay.
murder mysteries and all those sorts of stories. I have because I've read those stories, these things. So I tried writing them. I think it was fine. I have written 2 or 3 such crime thrillers and all those kind of stories I've written, and the more stories I've read by Marcus Zusak. He has written the book Thief. That story, that book is so amazing. It's a very emotional story. Yeah, I read that book because online I had read the reviews. You cry at the end. I didn't cry, but I felt
Emotion.
It's set in World War II, Germany at that time. How people face hardships, and how in little things the children they find joy, whether it be playing football or stealing apples from the apple yards during the summer months, or just stealing books altogether from the city mayor's library. So this book it really made me feel it made me resonate with human emotions. It made me realize how fragile human life can be. And the 2 more books which I loved a lot. It was written by Dustin Thau. When Haru was here, and You Have Reached Sam. Both of these emotional stories. I cried while reading When Haru Was Here. In first chapter I read and I was in tears. And I again read the book for the second time, again I was in tears. The ending also blew me off. I cried so much while reading the book. When You Have Reached Sam is also a very emotional story, but it didn't make me cry much. But it did make me feel, how to let go of the person you love the most because of their untimely demise. So yeah.
Wow, you love so many books.
Yeah, I love to read sad. I know, not sad, emotional books, but it depends on my mood, So now I am in my teenage era, so I like romance, emotional stories. So for that reason, I'm also trying to write this kind of stories. 7 minutes I had written because I got really poor results in my pre-boards or half yearly, and my mom was scolding me for that. For that reason, I just wrote it came to me, that story.
That's a beautiful story. Me and my mom were literally crying in tears when we read it.
Really?
Yeah, I truly love this story. Like I said, the literary world, you have impressed the literary world with this amazing story. I truly love it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, I hope you continue to write. You will reach your dream.
Yeah, same. I want to reach my dream. I want to become a very famous author,
I'm sure you will reach it.
Yeah. Same goes for you too. You're at such a young age. You have achieved so much. It's really cool, to be honest.
Oh,
you're a
thank
cool
you so
person.
Much. It really means a lot. Thank you. So in the recent years, I have noticed that in Gen Z, Generation Alpha, we are so interested in books. Why do you think that is?
Well, maybe they got tired of watching too much shows and mobile. Maybe for that reason, or maybe because there has been a lot of influx of new writers who have been publishing books, and also because new genres of new stories, new genres are coming up, and stories are more engaging than movies and TV series. That's what I feel. Because when I try to watch a series, after 1 or 2 episodes, I drop it because I don't have the patience to watch a series composed of 10-15 episodes, each one 1 hour long, 2 hour long. But I can read this I can read this fat books. I love books
because reading it sparks our imagination, it sparks our creativity. And our movies, when we watch movies or TV, not much putting our creativity and imagination to use.
Yes.
So that's why books really help us a lot. It transports us to places, and actually I mean by that, so if we're reading a book about Hawaii or where you're talking about history, then it's actually like we're transported to those times, those places, and it's simply amazing.
And nowadays, most of the series which they watch are mostly poor adaptations of the original books, of the works, such as the Hunger Games series. People have loved that series. Now, so for that reason, I guess, to know the complete, to know the detailed story of the series, maybe that's why they are getting more interested in books. Maybe this is the reason why there has been an influx of reading more books in the recent generations.
I agree with you, Debangshi. I also feel that today books are being more flared. Or during those times there weren't too much writers. However, now there's so many new writers that have come. They're writing many genres, like you said. And right now we are also flaring books around the world. So this is why the reading interest is happening more in these recent generations. But it's a lovely thought. I agree with you.
Thank you.
So reading plays a very important role in our lives. So what is one of the most valuable lessons you have learned through reading?
Now that's a tough question, because there has been so many valuable lessons I've learned from reading books. Like you should help people, you should be kind to others, and moreover you should be in the moment. You should live the moment. You should enjoy your life. I mean, you should focus on your studies also. Not saying these studies and go on. Not that. Studies plus enjoying your life. There are people who just always are into studies. Oh, just study. You study a lot, okay? Become a great person, but enjoy your life too. And sometimes, life is too short, so you should try to enjoy it to the fullest, along with your studies. I'm not telling you don't leave studies. Studies is very important, yes. Just like I said in the book, You Have Reached Sam. So there, a person meets his untimely demise. So from there you can learn, like you should enjoy life. You should always have good terms with people, and when the time comes, you should let go of people
They're really close to you.
who are really close to you. There have been so many lessons, and I can't pinpoint each one out, because it's difficult to do that. Books teach you a lot of valuable lessons.
I agree. Even every time when I go on any podcast or thing, I always believe books, they teach us many valuable lessons. How to take care of the house. We can learn that through books. We can learn manners through books. And books are not only entertaining, give us visuals, but it also gives us valuable life lessons.
Yes.
It can help us explore the different things about hardships, about emotions, about success, about behavior, about our mind, thinking process.
Yes.
And there's so many different topics that are there today.
Like about geopolitics, politics, more about people's biographies, autobiographies.
So coming to your story, Dibangshi, 7 minutes.
Yes.
It has a very unique thought and is very emotional and heart-touching.
Oh, thank you.
So, how did you get the idea to do this, and how do you think on continuing it?
Somewhere I had read, maybe in Google only, I had read that the brain remains active for 7 minutes after it remains conscious for 7 minutes after you are on the verge of passing away. So at that time it replays your best memories. So from there I got the idea, and also I thought of let me just project my emotions and feelings, or what I was feeling at that time, into the story. And also around that time I had finished reading When Haru Was Here and You Have Reached Sam, and I had cried so much reading that book, and I was thinking, no, I will also write this kind of story which will make my readers cry. So I wrote that story.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, everybody did really enjoy.
Thank you.
And that's a wonderful way how you got into mind. So if 7 minutes had a sequel, what would it be and why?
7 minutes has a sequel. No, I don't think so. 7 minutes will ever have a sequel, because the story it should end there. There can be another story to a sequel to 7 minutes, because there shouldn't be one. I think so. There shouldn't be one, because this story it's complete in its whole, and a sequel won't. The story which now has its charm and the emotional aspect to it, it will lose that charm and the emotional if another sequel to the story comes. I don't think that there should be a sequel to this story.
Well, it's your imagination, and that's good thought.
Thank you.
So, what does storytelling mean to you personally, and why is it an important skill for children and teens?
To me, storytelling is like exploring your imagination, penning down your thoughts, communicating with people through your stories, teaching people valuable life lessons in a very interactive and a very fun way. And storytelling in general is good because writing is good because it expands your vocabulary. It greatly increases your communication skills. It overall teaches you a lot. It gives you a lot of experience. You become more confident in front of other people. And my storytelling journey started after I started, when I started telling short stories to my grandfather back in Duliajan in Assam. So from there I started my writing and storytelling journey. So it's a whole, it's a good thing. People should try storytelling at least once in a while. It's a nice experience. It teaches you a lot.
I mean, you read as well. When you read a story to somebody, you are improving yourself, your confidence, like you had said.
Yes.
And like the party said that you tell your stories to your grandfather. I can relate to that.
Yeah.
When I was young, I used to love telling stories at the age of 4.
Yeah.
I would tell it to my parents, grandparents, where they should be telling you the story.
Yes.
How we both were opposite.
Yeah. I cook up. I like to cook up stories.
Oh.
Cooking up stories are the best things, and most of the time I live inside my head, in my imagination, and I imagine what if the world was struck by aliens? What if I was the superhero? What if I saved Erodi? Those kind of things.
Yeah, but that's a very good imagination.
Yes.
Because the more thought we use, the more things we use, it'll just flare up.
Yep. And in the future, I want to try writing a manga. Those comic books, not comic books. I won't say comic. That's an insult to manga. Japanese mangas.
Something similar to comic books, if you say.
From their animes are adapted. Anime.
Oh yeah, anime.
Japanese
Got it,
anime.
got it, got it.
Yeah, those manhwa. So I have this friend. She's very talented when it comes to art and craft. I have two friends actually.
Okay.
So I'm thinking about collaborating with them in the future. They'll be my artist. I'll be the writer. We'll collab together. Put something up,
Yeah.
And also I read this manga stories and webtoon.
Okay.
There is this particular webtoon I was reading just day before yesterday. Man, the art is so good. The storytelling is so good, and those things. It inspires me, and reading those things, I go more deep into my imagination. I start thinking, what if I also had superpowers like this person? What if I also was this strong? What if I also punched aliens? What if I was also those things. I'm very kiddish, very childish thought, but I love being a child. You should be a child at the end of the day.
Child in heart.
Yes,
Child in
yes.
heart. So, if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Okay, this is an interesting question. What superpower should I have? You know 11 from Stranger Things?
Yes.
Her superpower. I want her superpower. Yes, a combination of telekinesis, not telekinesis, that is boring. Psychokinesis, then mind control, mind reading, telepathy. Those superpowers I want. Yeah,
Well, that's a very interesting thought.
Yep.
And why?
because I can do whatever I want. I can.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, it will
in
be
a
very
way.
fun. Yes. And also, if somebody tries to harm somebody, I can go and
You can
save them.
help.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's a
can
good
help them.
thought. That's a good
Yes.
thought. For me, I would want one's flash-like speed so I can complete my homework fast and then slowly enjoy the rest of the day.
Yeah, Flash like speed is actually cool.
Yeah.
We could team up and defeat the aliens. I wish
Cool.
aliens to stuck the art. We can,
Right.
team up and.
Yeah. If you could swap your place with any book character for a day, who would it be and why?
Percy Jackson. Yes.
Percy Jackson fan.
Yeah. Harry Potter fan. Percy Jackson fan.
Me too.
Yes, dude. Yes.
God, we have so many things to discuss about.
Yeah, sure.
How do you think the books like The Book Thief and Amar Chitra Katha, how does it shape our imagination and our perspectives about the world?
Okay, so you see, Amar Chitra Katha, it's like, it's the starting, those comics are the starting point, starting like, you should start from those comics when you're a small child. Those are for small children, stories about mythology, kings of our past, queens of our past, brave warriors who sacrificed their lives for the independence of our country, like Veer Savarkar, then Lord Ganesha, Lord Krishna. Those kind of stories are included in the Amar Chitra Katha. The writers, they write those kind of stories. These are for small children, so you should. I think it's my opinion. So I started my reading journey from Amar Chitra Katha. My mother used to buy me those comics. She used to read those out to me, and after a few years I started reading them myself too. So from there I started my journey. And see, the book Thief by Marcus Zusak, it's for teenagers, I would say, because it's a very emotional story, and there are some parts of the book where it's a bit difficult to comprehend what's going on. So I read this book when I was in class 9. I was 14 at that time. So it's a book for teenagers, and it makes you question a lot of things about life. Like it makes you understand how fragile human life can be, how important emotions are in our life, and how there are many people out there who are facing different kind of difficulties. But even in those difficulties, we should try to find little joys in our life. So this Amar Chitra Katha and Book Thief, they are very they are on two sides of the. They are on different poles. Like Amar Chitra Katha is on south pole, and Book Thief is on the north pole. So it's very opposites from each other. I wouldn't suggest Book Thief to a small child, because it will be difficult for that person to understand what's going on in the book. I was suggested this book when I was in class 6, but I read it in class 9 because I matured by that time to read that kind of literary works.
Well, that's good. Thank you so much for your explanation about the Amar Chitra Katha. and The Book Thief.
Yes.
And I'll once I grow up, I'll surely read it.
I think if you read the book
Yeah,
Thief
yeah.
right now, I think so you will like it.
I'll surely read.
Yeah, because I feel like you have reached that kind of level because you are a very intellectual person. For what I think.
Thank you so much. It really means a lot.
Yeah, and also you are you have like you can understand a person by the way he speaks, by the way they talk, right? So anybody can understand that you are a bit you know a lot. You are very intellectual.
It really means
Yeah.
a lot. Thank you. I believe you're an amazing person. By the
You
way you talk.
will go places. You'll become a very amazing person. And
Thank
I'm
you so
telling
much
you.
for your blessing. Thank you. I'm sure even you'll become a very big person one day, and I'm 101% sure you'll become a world-renowned author.
Thank you. You should try out for the Indian Foreign Services. You'll just smash the geopolitics.
Thank you. Will do try. Yeah. So, is there any advice you'd like to give to the aspiring young authors who wish their work to be published one day?
Yes. Read as much as you can. A lot of books. Try to write pen down imagination, even if it means writing incoherent stories, incoherent sentences. That's how I started my journey. That's how everybody starts their journey. Read
Yeah.
as much as you can. Don't leave out your studies also. Continue that also. Yeah. So read books in your free time, not while you're doing your homework, because my mother used to scold me a lot when I used to read during my homework. Okay. So read a lot of stories. Pen down imagination. Write as much as you can. Hone your skills, and it will increase your vocabulary also.
It will help you to
Yeah.
develop yourself, your character.
Yes, and that would be my advice. Reading, because a writer's an author's journey, it will always start with reading. Because when you read, you get interested in the world of literature,
Yeah.
and from there you start writing. That's how it always is. So I'll just advise, just read as much as you can, and even if you stay inside your head most of the time, even if you cook up the most bizarre stories, it's okay, because I also do the same. Just write, just pen it down. In that, it will help you a lot. That's what I will advise to the young aspiring readers and writers of our generation.
That's a very powerful advice, and I'm sure everybody would listen to it. And thank you so much for this. I also believe that today it is very important to balance our things.
Yeah.
So, along with reading and writing, storytelling, we should also focus on our studies and both balance our things. My parents also, they've helped me in balancing my work, like my passions, the things I like to do with my studies, homework. So I believe balancing in this time of life is very important.
Yes, it is.
You should not sit on for studying all the time. Take one small break, because if you don't, you'll just get distracted anyhow, and then later things will not go as planned.
Yeah, I used to take breaks also, but maybe for half an hour. Sometimes it used to stretch for 1 hour, 2 hours also, because I'm not that studious kind of a person. I just somehow complete my portion one night before my exams. I didn't do that during the board exams. Don't worry about that. I studied a lot. Okay, I guess I studied a lot. Okay, so about how I balance my passion with my academics. I don't, because when it's time for academics, I do that. When it's time for my passion, I do that. And writing mostly depends on my mood. But whenever I get the time to read, I read.
It's sometimes pressuring.
Yeah.
Because see, ideas, when they strike, then only you can get something to write. Or else if it doesn't, then you don't really get that. You have to just wait for some time. If an idea comes to your mind, then just start writing.
And to be a writer, it's difficult because most of the time you get writer's block,
Yeah.
those things. So you have to be you have to be in the zone to write a story.
Yeah.
You can't just write whenever, you have to always be in a mood, writer's
do it,
mood, those kind of thing. You can feel like your inner Ruskin Bond is coming out. So in that moment you have to write.
So debate competitions and MUNs are known to build confidence in yourself. So how has it helped you in your
Yes,
self-expressions?
so debates and events, they have helped me to become more confident. From what I have heard from my parents, I used to be confident when I was young too, but I don't remember much.
Yeah.
But now that I'm growing up, these kind of exposures with other people, with different people. It helps a lot because you can judge yourself whether you are confident enough to speak in front of different people, and how you interact with different people, because it's very important in today's day, to talk with different kinds of people, because you cannot avoid it. You have to go out sometime. At the end of the day, you have to get out of your house, you have to go out of your house, you have to interact with people, because that's how life is. Otherwise you won't be able to survive today's rat race to get jobs and stuff and all. But the thing is that, and also you can also self-express yourself more properly. You can you will become more confident. You won't let people walk over you. You will not let people bully you. This is the thing, with confident people, they never let people bully them, because people who are like a bit, not, I won't say meek, like they're a bit underconfident, they don't have that much of confidence to speak out. You'll see they always, people who like to walk over other people will always trouble the people who are not much confident. So what I'm saying is that ambience and debates, they help greatly to build up your self-confidence. You know how to speak in front of thousands of people on a public platform, and people will be, and also it makes people jealous. I love to make people jealous, because why shouldn't they be jealous of me? I'm so cool. So that's what I will say. And most important thing is that at the end you can start assessing people. You can start judging people. You can, by talking to, after a few more experiences, after speaking for some time with a person, you can judge their character, their personality, what kind of person he or she is. This is why ambience and debates are important in a person's life. My opinion. It has helped me a lot. So that's why I'm saying so.
Okay, that's ambience and debates can really help us a lot.
Yes.
Thank you. When I was watching a video a few days ago about how we can improve our speaking, our listening. So there was this person who was saying that first you take one video of yourself with your phone. So first, after recording, you look at your expressions, how your hand gesture is, how you are, what you're talking about, how you are using your words. Okay, and after that, you don't show the how you're speaking. Okay, you just listen to the voice. So that way you listen about what are you speaking about, how you're speaking. Now you can also improve. And after that, hear both at the same time, and then create something better. How you can improvise and work on yourself.
Yes.
So I believe this one is a very strong thing. I've even tried to do something like this with my parents, and it's really helped as well.
Yes. That's something new I learned today from you.
Thank you.
Well, I also have a question for you.
Yeah.
You're at school now.
Yeah.
Your teachers, what do they say about you at school?
At school, my teachers, they just take me like a normal child.
Do they? Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
That's what I love about my school, because even my friends, they take me as a normal person. The teachers, they take me as one child, a student of theirs. And they do not judge people like that. That's one great thing about the teachers.
Yes.
And I'm truly grateful to them.
But they must be very proud of you.
Yeah.
They should be proud of you.
Yeah, they are. They always, every day, every PTM day, they talk to my parents. They talk to me that Ridhan has done so much good things, and it always touches my heart to know that I've done something good, that I've kept some impact on others. Is something that is very meaningful. So, who inspires you the most, and what have you learned from them?
My mother. She inspires me the most, and I've learned a lot from her. Because when she has my mother raised me.
Yeah.
It was always my mother. My father was there, but he was busy in his work. He didn't used to stay with us for most of the time. He used to come for once in a while, once in a blue moon. It was always my mother.
Yeah.
So from my childhood, since I was in class 3, I have been staying in Guwahati alone with my mom. She has been raising me up. she has done a lot for me. This rich world, this is what is happening with me. It's all because of my mother. She found, I don't understand from where she finds out these things. She's just scrolling through Facebook. She came across this competition. She got me in. She booked the tickets to Maharashtra. It was all because of her. And she's a very strong lady. She's a very strong lady. She can take any obstacles, without flinching, without being scared. And karma and God is always on her side. I've seen that. Whenever she's in trouble, she'll try her best to come out of it. But if she's on the failing end, if she's like, maybe she can't do it, God will always come to help her. And she's a very honest lady. She's a very strong, very confident, very powerful lady. I aspire to become like her. She's sweet. Maybe. Yeah, she's sweet. And so yeah, she's I aspire to become like her. I aspire to become as confident as her, as powerful as her, and she can take on any problem, she's like problem will come at me and I'll show the problem who the problem is. So she's that kind of person. So yeah, I want to become like her. But I always tell my mom that I want your confidence, I want your strength, I want your power. Because see, it's not easy to raise up a girl alone in a city like Guwahati. And that also since when I was in class 3.
Yeah, it's challenging.
So, yeah, it's challenging. But she faced all of that. But now we are here. She's a very brave person. She inspires me the most. That's it. Nobody else. My mother, my first, role model.
Our parents are our real life heroes. They're the ones who truly inspire us.
Yes.
And I'm truly grateful to my parents for actually starting this. This was something that just come to my mind. I wanted to help others. I want to support them. And my parents, they went above and beyond everything to do each and everything they can do for me, to support others. I'm truly grateful to them for doing all of these great things. Because of them, I'm here. Because of them, I have progressed so much, or else where would I be? Thank you, parents. And to all the parents out there, thank you so much for supporting us, nurturing us, guiding us at every step. You are the shining light in our lives. Thank you so much.
And I really want my mother to be proud of me. I want my father to be also proud of me. But I just want them to be proud of me. And maybe someday I can, take them on a world tour and I can pamper them,
Yeah, show how much love we have for them, because that itself is not even expressive.
Yes.
Our mothers have given us birth.
Yeah.
They have nurtured us. They've guided us. They have always been somebody in our heart and soul.
Yes.
Even our parents, even my father.
Yes.
He is somebody who motivates me, who guides me, who shows me motivational videos. He always tells me, be yourself. Because when you are yourself, you forget about everything.
Yeah.
You are a person who speaks from your heart, from your soul. And that is something where you really show that impact.
That is absolutely correct. Well, I have this question in my mind, okay?
Yeah.
So, what would you do to help those people, who are being mentally harassed by people who think that, well, yeah, very powerful or something like that? What is your opinion on those kind of things, such as bullying and nagging? Yeah. Because this topic is very sensitive to me. Because you see, when I was in class 8, I was, I was mentally harassed.
Oh.
I'm going to say it on YouTube because those people out there, if they ever watch this video, they should know what they did to me. For them, it was a joke, Yeah. When I told them you guys, you hurt me like that, they were like, you tried to take a joke, we were just joking around. But now see, if only they had the brains to understand that there is a fine line between joke and harassment. So what's your take on it?
I say that try to make yourself confident, because, and don't let these people get to you.
Yeah.
Ignore them.
Yes.
Let them say whatever they want.
Yes.
Don't care.
But sometimes it hurts a lot,
See, I always say, mutti mein rakho. Keep your emotions inside. Don't let it get out. Because if you let it get out, then you're actually saying to the person, I'm hurt.
Yeah.
I am hurt by you. And instead, they'll feel even more joy that they're doing this to others. Their plan is succeeding.
Yes.
Because even, to be truthful, even I have been bullied.
Yes.
Everybody gets bullied.
Exactly.
And you have to control it in a way where you have to be smart.
Yeah.
You have to not let them get to you. If you just tell to the teacher, don't. If they say you're private, if they say that you can't do anything in life, let them say. Who cares?
Yes.
Then later you will see who can actually be the person.
Yeah. These kind of people, they're first of all insecure about themselves, and they try to project the insecurity on me, on other people. And when they need help, they will come creeping back to me.
I know, but sometimes you just face these kind of challenges, and we just stay strong. Let them say anything. Don't care.
Yeah, we shouldn't. I shouldn't have cared. I cared a lot. I was in class 8. I was in a new school, new environment, and after 2 years of lockdown, I was physically present at the school. Everything was new. So people did take a lot of advantage of me, but by class 10, I was like, nobody can walk over me now.
See, but this is where it happens now. You're strong. You're confident. That's why now they won't pick on you. And you should also try to help others who are also being harassed by others.
Yes.
Even I also do that sometimes. My friend, he was bullied by somebody. I stopped that person. And that person, he really was hurting him. Physically, mentally, and that way it's very bad.
It's very
So I stopped him.
okay.
So you should help others. You
Yes.
should be strong yourself, and because we're strong, nobody will even dare say anything.
Yes, you're right.
What is one thing you like to change about the world to make it a happier place?
There are so many things to be done. Remove hate crimes, remove corruption, remove bullying, as I said.
Yeah.
Then try to help others. Stop being selfish. Stop being jealous. Why to be jealous? What I am able to do, anybody else can also do the same thing. You just have to put in hard work. You just have to explore your passion. You just have to find out opportunities. If you won't do that, then nobody can help you, right? Stop being jealous of them. You'll get nothing in life if you keep on being, oh my God, she's doing this. I'll make her life hell, blah 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 blah. This is so childish. Like,
look at yourself first.
yeah, वो हिंदी में कहते हैं ना, पहले अपने गिरेबान में देखो. That हिंदी कहावत, पहले अपने गिरेबान में देखो.
फिर दूसरे को.
हाँ, फिर दूसरे के. That English proverb, no? People who live in glass houses should never throw stones at others.
Yeah. I think
that is the thing.
Yeah. And another important thing that I think we forgot is about our nature.
Yes, exactly.
Buildings have come. Smoke is around everywhere.
Yeah.
What will be the future? More technology controlling the world. How long can we do this?
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about technology, so we have smartphones, laptops, digital platforms which have recently come. So do you think it is broadening our mind, or is it actually narrowing down with digital bubbles?
It depends on how the person uses the technology. If they are using it for if they're using it for
social media, looking at different things which is not really helpful for your life, like that, you mean?
Yes, like suppose you're using internet, you're using a mobile phone for educative purposes, you're using it for
things that will benefit you better. Yeah,
exactly, benefit you. So, and maybe being on social media is also not bad. I would say you can just share snippets of your life on social media. I do that too. I have shared that day I went to the book launch. I shared my pictures on social media. So
share your happy moments.
Yes, exactly. Also, you can connect people. You can talk to people. But you see, there's a good side. There's a bad side to everything.
Two sides to a coin.
Exactly. So if you're using it for the good, like for knowledge purposes, for educative purposes, to maybe know about something, or maybe for entertainment purposes only, it also depends what kind of movies you're watching, series you're watching, because even movies and series have a good and a bad impact on you. But mostly depends on the viewers, how they want to interpret it. And if you're using internet, the technologies, our mobiles and laptops for the wrong purposes, such as cyberbullying and other stuff,
hacking.
Then of course they automatically become a bad person. It really depends on the person who is using these technologies. There is nothing as right or wrong. It's whether you are using it for the correct purposes or for the wrong purposes.
It's in your hands.
Yes, exactly.
So I like to tell you one thing about a person whose friend had one very bad hacked phone.
Hacked phone.
Okay.
Okay.
It was so bad that so this person, so this friend of mine, he tried sharing it on a chat that please be careful. There's this hacker around, and be careful. But instead, the hacker did something so violent, removed from the chat, message deleted, done. So these kind of dangerous things can happen with hackers.
Yeah.
And I believe that why should we hack? It's just a waste of time. Be happy with what you have. That's also one very important learning. So, Debangshi, you aspire to become a world famous author. Am I right?
Yes.
So, why do you aspire to become one? And what motivated you to choose this path?
I want to tell stories. I love telling stories.
Yeah.
I want people to see my imagination. I want them to live inside my imagination. I want them to enjoy my imagination. So this is the reason why I want to be an author, and also because I want to be famous, you know.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, for that reason also I want to become a very great author, a big author. And there are many other reasons also, like I get to book sign in different parts of the world, maybe in Italy, maybe in America, maybe in the UK.
So you can get those kind of opportunities that are very close to your heart.
Yeah.
I'll give you an experience of my very first book launch.
Okay.
So there, me and my parents were in tears of joy by seeing my very first book, One Spot on My Mind. By seeing the cover page, me and my parents were crying with joy. It was something that really meant a lot to us. And at the book launch there, when I saw so many people reading, taking my books, it was a moment like no other. That time I also had this, others were asking me for signing, and it was a moment like I never had. It was something that was very close to my heart. And I still remember my very first sign, my very first autograph, and that experience I will never forget.
That's so sweet and so amazing. But
Thank you.
You're already an established author, you know. You have written so many books. My God, that's so cool.
Thank you.
Man, you are a very cool person, you know. You should always remember that. I'm telling you, you're like the coolest person I've ever come across.
Thank you. Even you two are very cool, huh?
Thank you.
I love how you talk because you are very expressive.
Oh.
That is the best thing I like about you.
Thank you.
You are very open. You are very casual with the things. You're not like tight kind of a person. You are a person who's very free, open-minded.
I like to use humor to, you know.
Yeah.
Like see, I'm a very comic person by my heart and by soul.
Yeah.
So, and I'm casual people with whom I can vibe. Like see, I can vibe with you.
Yeah.
We vibe at a similar level. So that vibe also has to be there. I'm using very Gen Z term over here. Vibe.
Yeah.
Vibe. So that's what I'm like, you know. I'm not casual with everyone, but with you, yes, I can be casual because we share similar interests. And
similar Potterhead, Percy Jackson fan. Come on.
So, which character would you like to be from the Percy Jackson series?
Maybe Grover or somebody like that.
Grover.
Yeah.
Well, he's cool because he got the power of Pan at the end.
And then I like the way how he's, little cool types where sometimes he freaks out a lot.
Yes.
But I don't really want much of his power. I like his passion for nature.
Yeah.
How many other satyrs were also very passionate to reach Pan.
Yeah.
How come he got to it? Because he was very passionate. He loved his friends. He loved the nature. He wanted to do things for the nature. Wanted to at least protect the paths which are still there. And even we should take this kind of step to protect it. So let us watch a glimpse of your book launch.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's absolutely inspiring to see so many brilliant and inspiring people over here today. I can feel the excitement in the air as we all gather for something truly special. Book launch of Once Upon a Minds, Volume 3. Once Upon a Minds. And an initiative which officially began in 2022, the moment we all have eagerly been waiting for. This year, I'm thrilled to announce that we have 11 winners. Next we have Dibangshi Chakraborty. Let's open the book. I now announce book launch of Once Upon a Mind, Volume 3, Part 1 and Part 2. Many congratulations to everyone present here.
So when for your book launch experience, when you first were opening the book, how did that moment feel?
That was I was like, hey, is this real? Is this really happening? Am I even-
Imagination.
yeah, I was like, am I still dreaming? Am I still in my hotel room dreaming about
Yeah.
this event today? So it was like that, but it was amazing.
I'm glad you really had that experience, because this is what we want for our winners, for our young authors, so that they get this great opportunity to shine and who dream to be authors.
Yes.
Now, let us enter the fun segment. Your favorite teacher?
I think my English teacher, she is a very, she has that elderly sister vibe, and I can talk. She
Very
used to,
free person. in
yeah,
a
a
way.
very free person. She used to go in my van. We used to, chat about random things, and I could use
Yeah.
Gen Z terms with her, like, ma'am, we vibe at the same level. This is an us moment, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
So it was fun with her. It was cool with her.
Favorite subject? Let me guess. English.
English is there,
Yeah.
but my favorite subject is pol science.
Huh?
Pol science, political science.
Oh, political science.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, nice, you're into politics.
Yes.
Favorite dessert? Yeah.
Desert.
Yeah.
Well, I want to try the boba tea. I never tried the boba tea. Can that be counted as a dessert? Oh no, that's a drink. Okay, a dessert. Chocolate ice cream.
Your favorite phrase?
Phrase.
Yeah.
Well, this is a very funny phrase. I would say I made it up myself. When life throws the truck at you, throw the truck back at life. Yeah, I don't know what to make the meaning
Yeah,
out of it.
no, but it is a very strong meaning also. If you uncover it,
Yeah.
that when life throws you challenges, when
Yeah.
life throws some big challenges at you, you just dodge, you just block it,
You
just
face
send it back.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
face it.
Which is your favorite travel destination?
I think so. I don't actually have one. I just want to, explore
Explore more places. Okay.
mysterious places.
Yeah.
Go
Favorite
on
book?
ghost busting. Go on ghost busting
Oof.
in cemeteries and haunted houses. I told my friends once, let's go to a cemetery. There is a cemetery a few kilometers away from my house. And back in Assam. So there I was like, let's go to a cemetery, let's go ghost busting. They were like, Devanshi, you go alone, we can't. You go alone, Devanshi, we can never. They were like that.
So,
But ghosts do exist. Do you think ghost exists?
really? You think?
What's your opinion on ghosts, if they exist or not?
I don't really think so. Sometimes when I watch a horror movie, I motivate myself. There are no ghosts. There are no Draculas. There are no these things.
Do you get scared while watching horror movies?
Well, sometimes when I was 6 years old, I watched Conjuring, actually, to be truthful. Yes.
Oh, you
Yes.
were very scared then?
Oh yeah, I was literally hugging my mom like anything.
My friends,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
from Holy Child. I had changed from from Maharishi to Holy Child. So back there, my friends were like, if you watch the Conjuring movie, the ghost will come out of the movie. It will terrorize you. It will haunt you. Annabelle is real. It will come out of a glass case and it will haunt you. And before coming to Maharishi, I was not scared. I was like, ghost, and I don't really care. But hearing that, I was like, I used to come out and ghosts are real. Don't watch this movie. Ghost will come out. It will haunt you, Mama. Annabelle is real. Don't do this like this. My mom was like, my mom, she used to say, okay, these things don't exist. Who told you this?
Yeah.
I was like, my friends, it's good. Hey, you and your friends, these things. pictures like that.
It happens. It happens.
But I'm not scared of horror movies.
Yeah.
But those horror games are there, no? Which the
Ah.
YouTubers play.
Yeah.
I'm scared of those games
Wow.
while watching those games play.
Nor do I also play those kind of games. I'm not into them. I sometimes watch horror movies, but horror games are not my type.
Okay.
So, what is your nickname at home?
Moni.
Moni.
Yes.
What is that for?
It means it's actually Moni is the Bengali equivalent to that.
Yeah.
Wait, Moni means diamond. I would say. I think so. It's diamond only, or maybe the Kohinoor.
Yeah.
So in Bengali we call a diamond like it's we say money,
Yeah,
Kohinoor
money,
money. Like that. So we are like Moni. So that's my nickname.
That really
Yeah.
shows who you are. And you are.
Oh, thank you. Okay, it's the first time somebody said that I'm a diamond. Thank you so
Oh.
much.
Your movie you can watch again and again.
I don't connect with movies much of the time, but
Okay.
there was this movie I really liked. I watched Golmaal 4 yesterday. Golmaal again. I'm not
yeah.
and watch it again. But that movie
Okay.
was really,
Uh-huh. It's very funny.
yeah, very funny. The jokes are hilarious. Eam, cream, ice cream, cold cream, those kind of jokes. The writer wrote, it was a phenomenal script. Okay?
Yeah.
Whoever wrote the story, the movie, the dialogues, genius writer, I would say.
Hats off to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Your role model.
Mother,
Mother, of course. Favorite day of the week.
any week where I don't have school, I don't have to study. I don't
Holiday
have to
week.
work. Yeah, any day of the week.
One thing that always makes you laugh.
I laugh at my own self. I laugh at myself only. I crack my jokes. I laugh at my own jokes. Or sometimes, rarely, my friends when they crack jokes, I laugh at their jokes. But mostly, I make fun of myself. I laugh at myself only. I love making fun of myself. It's the best way to
Yeah. To know more about yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. I heard that once. Next with me.
Yeah.
Nice. If you had a pet, what would you name it?
Tommy. Tommy, yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe Abhimanyu. Why Abhimanyu? It's fine.
I will decide.
Tommy.
So I'll give you some options and you have to quickly choose. But again, answer quickly. Got it?
Okay.
Reading or writing?
Both. Is there an option for both?
Once. Only once.
Okay.
Sports or esports?
Sports.
English or politics?
Politics. Very hard to choose, but politics.
Forest or beaches?
Forest.
Of course. Drawing or painting?
Okay, I am not good at art. I don't like drawing is not my cup of tea. Painting is not my cup of tea. But if I had to choose, maybe painting.
A morning person or night owl?
Night owl. Please, no morning for me. I can't wake up in the morning, sit down to study because I'll be like,
I know a person who you'll exactly relate to. I know a very good person.
who is that?
Shilekha.
Oh, acha. Arts
Yeah.
moment again.
Yeah. Hoodie or jacket?
Hoodie or jacket? Hoodie.
No. Hoodie. Fairy tales or superheroes?
Superheroes.
Online classes or schools with friends?
Schools with friends, no online classes.
Yeah, that's good. So, be invisible or read minds?
If I get to choose, I want both. But if I have to choose between these two,
Yeah.
I want reading minds. Then I can predict the next person's move, and I'll be like, I'll be 2 steps. No, I'll be 10 steps ahead of them.
Ahead, yeah. Time travel or past or future?
Time travel.
Time travel. So, 1 plus 1 equals to fun. So, I'll give you one word and you have to give another word that first comes to your mind.
1
So-
plus 1 equals to 5.
Fun.
Oh,
I like that, yeah.
Oh, acha, that.
Haan. So I'll just give you one word and you have to give another word that first comes to your mind.
Okay.
So I'll just give you an example. So when I say bike, the first word that comes to your mind is breeze. Got it?
Okay.
Sports.
Badminton.
Music.
Music. Arijit Singh.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Say anything that comes to your mind first.
Okay.
Book.
Book. Marcus Zusak.
Reading.
Reading. We have this Sam.
Language.
I'll say English only.
Yeah.
or maybe Bengali, my mother tongue.
Mother.
Mother. What?
There's so many words to describe. What can you say?
Mother. Yeah, my mother. Confident.
Ruskin Bond.
Ruskin, cool writer, cool author.
Assam.
Assam. Beauty, nature.
Wow, Dibangshi, I had so much fun. So, did you enjoy?
Obviously, is that even to be asked?
Well, I'm glad you really did, because this is the experience we wish to give to our winners.
Yes.
So, this is one token of love
Thank you.
from Ritual Publishing, specially designed from you.
Thank you.
Sponsored by Stash Storytelling Balls. It is super cool. No nails, no hammers, no glare. It's something like this over here behind.
Very.
It's truly beautiful, and
you.
it is a fun and stylish way to frame memories.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. I've always wanted to create a stunning display of all of my book covers, which will inspire me to write even more interesting stories. But I was not willing to damage the walls by using nails and hammers, so I was searching for some nail-free photo frames until I came across this amazing new age product, Stash. The moment I discovered Stash, I knew I found what I was looking for. Its unique, rounded design and sophisticated finish truly makes it even more premium. Just look how easy it is to create your desired perfect photo layout with Stash. Just place your Stash frames on your wall, take the marking through these holes, apply these studs on the wall, and place your frame. Now, with the help of these Stash scales, you can easily place the other Stash at equal distance and create your stunning layouts without the tiresome routine of taking exact measurements. I never knew creating my inspirational wall would be such an enjoyable and easy experience. And all this is done without using a single nail, hammer, or measuring tape. Just look at my amazing photo wall. Can you believe that this was completed in 20 to 30 minutes without any professional help? Now this will always remind me of my best work and will inspire me to evolve and to do even better work. I just love the look and I can't wait for my friends to see it. Thank you so much, Stash, for making my dreams come true. So before we go, can you say your experience you had with Ritual Publishing, and now that season 4 is coming, can you say a little about it?
Yes, Ritual Publishing is amazing, and my journey with this publishing house was very, it was so amazing, so cool, and everybody here is so friendly. Radhika ma'am is so friendly, sir here is so friendly. You're cool, Shilekha is cool. You're like, what can I say? Like, there's no words to describe this journey. It was, pleasant like a breeze on a cool summer's day, like that kind of thing. And about season 4, well, children should participate in this kind of competitions. It will give them this kind of exposure, it will boost their confidence, it will help them so much in improving their stories, their storytelling skills, their writing skills. So yes, obviously people should participate, children should participate. It's cool, it's amazing. I loved it. Triple amazing, triple cool.
Thank you so much. It really means a lot. Thank you so much for motivating others to participate, and the words that you have described really means a lot. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.
I believe in self-motivation. So can you please repeat after me?
Yes.
I'm confident.
I'm confident.
I'm courageous.
I'm courageous.
I can do it.
I can do it.
So, Ridhan Jain and
Dibangshi Chakraborty
signing off.
signing off.